In the SEO industry, we're addicted to graphs that go up and to the right. But let's be honest, in 2026, traffic that doesn't convert is just a vanity metric that costs you server money. To bridge the gap between getting the click and getting the revenue, you need more than just keywords. You need a forensic understanding of the user journey. Today, on the road to SERP Conf Sofia 2026, I'm joined by a strategist who calls herself a proud data nerd, but started her career crafting TV commercials. She's the SaaS SEO manager at Design Modo and a voice of the reason in the chaos of analytics. Please welcome Bengu Sarica. Bengu is the SaaS SEO manager at Design Mondo and a freelance consultant for SaaS company. With over 12 years of experience, is a regular contributor to Search Engine Land and Search Engine Journal and some more. Her specialty is moving beyond vanity metrics to track full user journeys and revenue attribution. Before she was diving into GA4 funnels and Python, Bengu was a creative copywriter and an award-winning advertising student. She actually won a television commercial category award early in her career. She understands the art of persuasion just as well as the science of data. Bengu, welcome. It's great to have you.
Thank you, and thank you for hosting me here and for this opportunity.
It's a pleasure. Thank you for your time. So let's start with the questions. Bengu, digging into your background, I found something. I found it fascinating. Long before you were a certified data nerd, as you want to call it, you won an award for television commercial campaign, as I said in the introduction, and you work as a creative copywriter. How does that creative soul influence the way you look at the spreadsheet today? Do you see stories when other SEOs only see numbers?
Actually, they compound together very well. And honestly, I don't think like spreadsheets very cold and raw materials.
Really?
Yeah. Because my copywriter background trained me to always ask, what is the human metric here, human tension here? And spreadsheets are always about delivering the results for human, so creativity comes in deciding what not to show and where to zoom in, how to frame insights to actually persuade someone to act. So good copy, good analysis actually have the same job for me. So even today, when I'm deep in GA4, I'm still thinking like a copywriter, I think. So just writing for stakeholders instead of audiences.
That's good and really interesting because we are talking so much about AI, and we see nowadays that the human is the most important part of it all. So maybe this creative, this copywriter background is more important than ever.
Yeah, I believe that human is the core for both copywriting, the traditional advertising era, and also for search engines, AI assistants, and other developments. We should put human factor to the core as always.
Do you feel like the SEO sector in general usually or often forgets the human in the whole process?
Sometimes, yes. We are bothering ourselves with metrics a lot sometimes when it comes to reporting someone like stakeholders. So sometimes we forget that we are producing and delivering some helpful things for human. But of course, we should remember that as soon as possible.
And we should remember the human part of our actual work too, because, for example, you recently launched your first YouTube show and shared that you did it while battling like a migraine attack. I think that resilience resonates with a lot of agency folks. So how do you balance the pressure to be always on with your personal well-being?
I don't think that I can balance.
That's the secret.
But if I could balance, then it would probably be very imperfectly, but now much more intentionally than I used to. We know that the pressure never really turns off in SEO industry. There's always another metrics dashboards to check, another developments in AI or anything else. But if you treat everything as urgent and prioritized, then burnout becomes like default. But
Yeah.
what genuinely helps me is treating my brain like a performance asset. I can say my secret that fitness is a big part of that. Regular training, long walks, thinking about my body and my health apart from my work, that gets me out of my head. And some of my clearer strategic thinking happens after a workout. So the industry rewards resilience, but longevity comes from routines that keep your brain healthy. So then you feel like you don't have to take everything under control.
That's difficult to understand for some people like me. Like it, I like to have everything under control, but I think I really like it, the metaphor with the fitness, and as fitness, like the body needs to recover and to rest. That's more that's as equal as important as the exercise. So I guess the mind, the brain too, needs some recovery, some resting, in order to performance quite well.
Yeah, that's true.
And you wrote recently a brilliant piece on Search Engine Journal about tracking the full user journey. And you argue that SEO value isn't missing, it's just hidden in steps 3 to 6. For the agency owners watching, how do you tell a client that their traffic drop doesn't matter because their micro conversions are up?
Um, I never led with charts. I led with buyer behavior and make clients ask who and why instead of asking how many people are visiting our website, because huge traffic numbers don't equal conversions. If you open the discussion with like traffic is down, but then you have already lost people in the room. Instead, I start by showing how their customers actually buy. Like where is the friction happen, where validation happen, which moment reduce risk. And for that, I say something like, traffic is just volume, but what we are seeing now is density, fewer people, but more qualified behavior, and it generally clicks. The traffic conversion stops being emotional, and at that point, you are not defending SEO performance anymore because you are reframing how business success is defined. So I believe that SEO should be defined as a business success channel, not just a channel that brings visitors.
I think that's very helpful for all the SEO professionals that are watching us now, because this is one of the most repeated questions I got last year and still today. So, like the answer to why my traffic is down, and it's a topic we have been talking about for the last 2 years, and it's a good answer.
Yeah.
So, we really, I myself really appreciate your intake here, Bengu.
Thank you.
And sticking to the technical side, you advocate using open funnels in GA4 because users don't always start up at step 1. In the age of AI overviews and zero-click searches, I think the traditional marketing funnel is finally dead. Or are we looking at a scavenger hunt instead? What do you think about it?
The funnel is not that, I believe, but it's not linear. It's messy. Users don't politely start at step 1. They jump in sideways. They disappear, come back like 3 weeks later from a Slack link, not from organic channel maybe. That's why I push off open funnels in GA4. It provides that your users come back from another channels, and maybe they started their journey very earlier than you assume. So I'm not optimizing a funnel in that report, like funnel exploration reports, but I'm mapping behavior patterns. So scavenger hunt is actually a great metaphor for this, because there are different entry points, different clues, but same final intent. So our job is here to make sure every clue still makes sense. And we can do this by just defining user journey and user behavior patterns. So I defend that open funnel is here is the secret to understand user patterns, journey patterns.
That's really interesting too. And let's talk about content because I recently saw you in a webinar titled Defining, Measuring, and Winning with Quality Content. And I think this is the $1,000,000 question. Is good content something you feel like the copywriter you would say, or is it strictly something that you can measure? How do you say like, okay, this content is good enough?
Good content is something you can feel and measure at the same time.
Okay, art and science.
Yeah, you should feel good content immediately and trust that feeling if data backs it up. So, for your second question, I defend that good content doesn't have to get millions of clicks. Content only becomes good when it meets user intent, and if it replies some questions in our audience's mind, and if it has a good structure to understand, and if it is efficient and respects the user's time by prioritizing the most important information instead of creating a filler.
Okay. And if we're talking about measuring this good content, I don't know if there is a GA4 metric that can tell us like, okay, this piece of content is actually solve the user problem, or how do you measure this satisfaction without a conversion? Because if we are talking about content, how can we know it's good and it's satisfying for the user?
Yeah, it depends on the content format and structure and its type and its goal, obviously. But in my experiences, good content often looks inefficient in traditional metrics because it lets user leave sooner, not stay longer, yet less time spent on the page or a high bounce rate can also indicate that the content is helping users to find the answer so quickly. So it can be a signal of success for that content. So because it's assisting them in understanding something with less difficulty. Without a conversion, we can measure satisfaction with the return behavior metric, especially short-term returns. If users don't convert but come back directly or search for the brand later, I would call it as satisfaction. Also, scroll up paired with exit and navigation paths after the content would be helpful to understand if there's a satisfaction. I believe that sometimes the best content doesn't convert, but it calms the user down. So it is still valuable for especially SaaS B2B businesses.
And how did it change your mindset when you strategize the content for an SaaS, for example? Because it's always like the SaaS with the landing pages plus the blog, so it's always like ABC in SEO. but we cannot talk about volume anymore. The informational content is losing its grip, let's say. So what's your strategy right now in 2026?
My strategy is, in general, for 2026 is being discoverable across multiple platforms. And we can make sure that only by being consistent. Like, yes, publishing content frequency is important for some cases, but blog or landing page or any other page content should be closely tied to business goal and also user intent. So I see that our users are looking for deep first-hand experience. So we are providing that in our strategy.
It sounds to me like we have to think more like a creator more than a classic SEO. Is that right?
I apply both.
Okay.
But not in the right order, I guess. I start with creator thinking because each platform has its own native language, its own cultural rules and unspoken norms. And if you don't respect that first, no amount of optimization will save you from disappearing in that platforms. Then I use my SEO logic, like defining patterns, recurring questions, consistency, as I said. SEO really helps you systemize what already works in some platforms. But if you lead with keywords on Reddit, let's say, you will get eaten alive. So if you ignore a Reddit structure entirely, then you can't scale. The sweet spot is earning attention like a creator, then applying SEO thinking to make the attention repeatable, I believe.
Okay, that's good. And we are talking about managing different channels, being discoverable in different channels like Reddit or social networks, for example. But how's as SEO we can manage all those channels that we some of them we don't control actually.
Yeah. Actually, we don't control, but we can influence. So we can understand how people interact, how they react to any discussion or any content, any output that coming from a website, and understand how to act behalf of our brand. So I believe that SEO, yes, can't control anything, but we can lead people to act like how we want to do. I don't know if it makes sense, but it was always like that. We were always influencing something like by getting links, right? It's actually out of our control, but we are influencing other platforms by creating very helpful and very valuable researches, comparisons, and any other type of contents. So they actually gather links, backlinks naturally. So still we have that power when it comes to other platforms as well. Like you can create your own channel in Reddit, let's say, and you can create brand ambassadors. It's not that much hard if you are sure about your solutions and your language with the people that you are delivering really great language with them.
And we're talking about how SEO influence other channels, but do you think other channels are influencing SEO?
Of course. Yeah, it's kind of complex structure, especially recently. We are facing. SEO is not staying in the corner, yes, but it is not a separate channel from PR and social channels like communities, let's say. They are all a part of an apple right now. If you are doing your community business without SEO, then probably you won't be very discoverable in that sense. So they are all huge part of a big apple, I think.
I understand. And I think it's important now as well in SEO, the brand is so important, the entity, building the brand entity, and how the visibility of social channels too have been growing in Google, for example. So we have this communication and we have to actually work together. If maybe you don't post on LinkedIn or whatever directly, but you have to work with those teams.
Yeah, completely agree with that. It's not that much basic, actually. You need to be recognized by lots of platforms if you want to be visible in everywhere. But still, you need to be discoverable, and visibility is not discoverability, I believe.
True. That's true. That's a good point. And you're speaking at SERP Conf, Sofia, in March 2026, but the industry moved at light speed. A strategy that works in January might be obsolete by March, or maybe a new model or new algorithm or new whatever. So with that in mind, how far in advance do you actually finalize your slide deck? Like months ago you have it, or just the night before you are finishing everything?
I'm very excited and anxious person. That's why I always start months ago to prepare my decks. But I'm not locking the deck like very earlier than developments come. I usually lock core idea and structure months ago, but then let the deck mature. I refine examples, update data points, and adjust framing as the industry moves. Because, as you said, things change so fast, and I can't freeze a deck months in advance. So yes, I come with a very clear outline, but I always leave space to sharpen it later. So it should be ready to not losing its point of view when I present for the audience.
I understand. So SERP Sofia is in just 2 months. So can you give us like a sneak peek? But because I guess the structure you have it already prepared, yeah?
Yeah, it's not confirmed that my topic, it's not confirmed yet, but I'm playing with a few ideas. The strongest one is around multi-platform search. We are past the point where search lives only in Google. Now, as I said earlier, discovery happens on social platforms, traditional search, AI tools, and users don't separate those channels the way we do intentionally. So I plan that the talk will be about what SEO looks like when you start optimizing for how people discover, evaluate, and decide.
And you're spoken at Brighton SEO and other major events. What excites you about the SEO community in the Balkans and coming to Sofia? Is there something you are really looking forward?
Of course. Beyond the professional side, there's also a very personal reason. As a Turk, I feel natural closeness to Balkan countries, so we share lots of cultural elements. That familiarity creates a different atmosphere compared to some larger conferences like Brighton SEO. That's why I'm really looking forward to being in Sofia, because it feels like less flying to speak, but more like joining a Balkan community that already feels familiar to me.
That's beautiful. And I have to ask about certain stuff because I look up at the 2026 events, and as a football fan, for example, I saw the London conference is happening at the Emirates Stadium, and then you had the Anatolia in October that I heard fantastic things about it from the past years. You had the lectures, the workshops, the deep learning, and this good vibe you were talking about. What can we expect from these 2026 editions?
I believe there are more than 2 conferences for search and stuff in 2026.
Oh.
We are planning lots of things. But what really sets search and stuff apart is that it feels like a community first, conference and meetup second. It's genuinely welcoming if you are early in your career, or maybe you have been in SEO for decades. You are encouraged to participate, ask questions, share experiences and your opinions without feeling judged. And it is very strong sense of support. So search and stuff makes it easy to have honest conversation and gain your network. That openness create real learning.
Maybe it's the staff in the search and stuff, this community vibe.
Yes.
That's really good.
Yeah, its core is actually a networking project. Yeah.
Awesome. I hope I can attend. I got tickets for the Anatolian this year, so I'm really looking forward to it. And if you are looking for new speakers, I can pitch. I would love to.
I will keep that in mind. Thank you.
So let's finish this interview with a couple of questions. If it's like a kind of weird, funny questions, if you don't mind. The first one: if Google Analytics for J4 were a person you had to invite to dinner, what kind of guest would they be? Like more like a chaotic genius who speaks a language only you understand, or the person who keeps changing the subject every 5 minutes? What do you think?
Yeah, probably I would invite the person changing topics in a very frequent time frame, because I'm like that. We would be enjoying during the night, I believe.
Okay. And we talk about your starting TV commercials. If your current SEO strategy at your current company had a background music track or like an anthem, what song would it be?
Actually, I thought about this before we started. Yeah. Yeah, because one of my favorite song is Seven Nation Army.
Yeah, classic.
Yeah, steady, recognizable, and impossible to ignore once it starts.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah, you recognize it like that. Yeah, that's really good.
Yeah,
So,
would be fun.
Bengu, this has been incredibly refreshing. You remind us that behind every data point is a human decision. So thank you so much for sharing your journey with us. And I hope we can see you soon. Well, we will see you soon in Sofia. So thank you so much for your time. We are really looking forward to keep learning from you. Thank you, Bengu.
Thank you so much for your time as well, and your whatever you do here for me. I know that I'm a bit excited, so
Yeah, I really like the good vibe. I think you will take this good vibe, this excitement to Sofia and to London and Anatolia and the next event in search and stuff. So thank you so much for this positive vibe that really the community needs so and really wants. So thank you.
yeah, thank you so much. Bye.
Bye. And for everyone watching, If you want to stop guessing and start measuring what actually drives revenue, you need to hear Bengu live. She will be on stage at the Inter Expo Center in Sofia. Do not miss her at SERP Conf Sofia 2026 this March. I'll be there and I can't wait to see you there too. Take care, everyone. See ya.